Hello, hello, and happy Thursday night, everybody. I'm going to give a second to get on. So things look a little different tonight. My name is Jessie, and I am here with a mom on a mission. And things look just a smidge different if you have ever catched in on my lives before. I love coming on every week and giving you guys tips and techniques for just, making motherhood a little bit easier because it's tough. And so I want to come on tonight and just kind of do more of a chat and really get down into some what I think are some really important things about loving ourselves and really letting you know why I show up every week to give you all these tips and everything like that. But the true thing that I'm hoping is that you're learning to love yourselves a little bit more. And so I definitely am. I'm excited and I'm scared to talk about that tonight. But I know how important it is, and I know that it is something that is definitely easier said than done. And I talk a lot about self care, and self love is different. And I want to make sure that we talk about that. So I want to, kind of dive into that a little bit. And I wanted to be comfortable. So I'm sitting on my bed, just kind of having a, just being a little more relaxed in it and giving myself that space. So I'm inviting you to do the same. And I'm just excited if you are able to show up live here tonight. Go ahead and do hashtag live for me. If you're on the replay, go ahead and do hashtag replay. Either way, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. I've got, normally I have a lot more points and notes and things like that. And I have definitely, I think, some important things to say. And I have a challenge for you. And with that too, I'm gonna be having some cool giveaways too. I've got a Victoria's Secret gift card, and I'm gonna be giving away a copy of Girl Wash Your Face because I love that book. And when I was starting my self-love journey, it is something that made a big difference in it and really helped me learn to love myself. And we'll talk about that too. But I want to start every night like I normally do. And I want to go ahead and start by saying, let's start with our positives. I want to start out with positive. Even when we do the serious stuff, it can still be fun. And I don't want you to think that tonight's going to be like sad and tears and everything like that, although I might get choked up a little bit. I want to make sure that we're having fun. So let's go ahead. And I want you to share your positives with me. Okay. I am I'm excited. I want you to share your positives. Let's celebrate together. And I talk a lot about gratitude. I thought, it's Thankful Thursday in my group. And it's just something that I think that we really need to go ahead and do. I'll start it, but please, please, please feel free to share it in the comments. I want to celebrate together. So again, just, anything that happened to you today or this week or anything. I have had an awesome week. And it's just one of those weeks where I was stressed and I was just scared and terrified, and things just kind of come together. I was featured in a summit this week. I had an amazing conversation with a super awesome mom who found me through here. And I had no idea who she was. She was from a whole nother state, which is always fun and exciting because I never know where you guys are from or where you're watching from. I feel like I know you, and it's always super fun and exciting. So again, I don't know who you are or where you're from, and I think that's even better because it's like it shows me that it means that much more. So that was probably my positive today. On top of everything of a rock star week is being able to connect with a mom who saw one of these and just was like, I'm gonna message her, and I had no idea what to expect, and it was just great. So again, please, please, please feel free to jump in the comments and tell me what your positives are today. I'd love to celebrate them with you. Yeah, because you're awesome and you need to celebrate that. And even if it's something small, like I got out of bed, or and I know there are some amazing moms who watch this and they are doing amazing things. So celebrate that and give yourself that win. Okay. And do it with us here tonight. I know it requires you to be a little brave, but I am going to challenge you to do that if you can. And make sure that if you are here, go ahead and do hashtag live. If you're here on the live, again, do hashtag replay. I can't always see who's here with me unless you guys kind of put a comment, because then it says, hey, this person's here, this person's watching. But yeah, so February, it is actually my birthday month. And I am actually a Valentine's baby. And with that, I think there is a lot of pressure on the month of February for it to be like the love month. I mean, there are a lot of other really important things that go on in the month of February. It's Black History Month, and there's a lot of power in February. But one of those things that I think, especially as far as like Hallmark holiday, it's all about the love, right? It's all about who you love and showing them that you love them and everything like that. And it always like points out the fact to me that when I'm worried about loving everybody else and showing up for everybody else, am I actually taking the time to love myself? Right? And again, I was saying there's self-care, which I have definitely talked a lot about, and self-love, which there is a difference, and there is a huge difference. And it took a lot for me to figure this out. I have 5 kids. If you don't know this already, if you're just joining me, I have 5 beautiful, crazy, semi-feral children, and I love them to death. And I started when I was 20 years old, and I did not have a clue what I was getting myself into. Okay. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was doing. I really had no idea. And it required a lot of growth. And I didn't always make the best decisions. And one of the things that I have talked about is my journey into, my self-development and everything like that. And one of those was, 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago now, I pushed myself so far into what I thought the perfect mom was supposed to be. And I was working so much, and I was doing all the things, and I was having trouble where I was showing up for everyone else and I wasn't showing up for myself. And I ended up having a stillborn child at 7 months, losing my baby, and really having to figure out what the heck was important to me. And that was probably the start of my self-development, but it definitely wasn't the start of my self-love. I went on punishing myself for years after that, literally years, punishing myself, and refusing to love myself for what I had done. And even when I was showing up for my kids and showing up for my family, it was really hard for me to imagine that I could be this beam of light for my family and my kids and my husband and everything like that. And especially for other moms, right? To think that I was qualified to tell other mothers how to love themselves when I didn't love myself. And that's why I stuck to business. And I did for a really long time, and I was good at it because it was totally a disconnected thing. And I threw myself into all of the things again. And it really forced me to really think about, like, how did I love myself? And how was I showing up for myself? And how that was affecting other people in my life. I was comparing myself to other moms. Like I said, I was a young mom. I started at 20, and I had all these ideas of all these things I was going to do and all these things I was going to be. And I always wanted to be a sports mom. So if I got any sports moms in here, you go ahead and holler out if you're a sports mom, because I wanted to be one of you hardcore. My siblings had kids and they were super, super sporty. And I just remember being like, I want to be the mom in the stands. I want to have the stickers on my minivan of like the baseballs and the soccer balls and the volleyballs, and just have like that rock star athletic kid. And well, it's funny how things work out because it didn't happen that way. My son, if you ask him, he laughs, and when the doctor asks him about sports and things, he says, "You know what? I'm more of a reader." And and he struggled with anxiety and depression and just a lot at a very young age, and it was such a struggle. And I realized that I was trying to be this other mom and being kind of disappointed that I couldn't be this super sporty mom and do all these things and go to all those, because my kid had absolutely no interest in it. But I was the mom that he needed me to be. And when I really leaned into that role, I really leaned into the role of the mom that I needed to be for my kids. People started to kind of take notice of that. And they were like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? I was forced to keep better schedules, better time, better charts, better management of myself. And, when I really leaned into that and stopped worrying about what I thought I needed to be, or, even what I was disappointed in, what I wasn't, then I started to be more proud of myself and love my journey more. And, yeah, when I lost a baby, I was, oh man, it was hard. It was rough. I didn't love myself very much. I didn't love myself at all, actually. And like I said, I punished myself for a very, very long time. And I didn't think that I was worthy of love. And it was extremely hard. It was extremely hard. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in that place, and I won't ask you to shout out to me now if you have, but it's okay if you've been in that place where you're just disappointed or angry or upset with yourself, that you feel like you can't love yourself that much at all, and that there's somebody else that's more deserving. Because I guarantee a lot of us have been there. Especially if you were a young parent, there may have been a lot of times where you were having to grow while you were parenting, or grow with your kid, or grow up with your kid. And maybe you didn't make the best decisions, and you're still punishing yourself for that now, because you look at other parents that maybe started when they were in their 30s, or they had a really good support system or something like that. And you just see, or even it's just the vision that you're seeing, or the version that you're seeing of their life. And you're thinking, oh, they had it all figured out and they were perfect, right? So it's important for you to see and to realize that you're who your family needs you to be. Like I wanted to be the sports mom, but my family needed me to be the mom that was able to make several appointments to the hospital. My daughter had a heart condition, and she wasn't able to. She's super sporty now, so I eventually got there, but she was not that kid to start with. And so I needed to be the mom and the person that she needed me to be. And when I finally started to embrace that, and I started to let some of that go, then it really started to heal for me. A lot of the times when we don't love ourselves or love something about ourselves, it's because we feel like we're supposed to be something more, or something better, right? Like, I mean, I know I'm not the only one in this, and I feel like I try to be very vulnerable with you guys, because motherhood is rough. It is tough. And it is so hard when you see all the people on there doing all the things, and they're doing it so well, and you're just like, how? What's your secret? What's the special sauce? Like, what's the magic words? Tell me them, please, because I need to know. And the truth is there isn't, and we all have to go into our version, our like, we have to go into who we need to be and who our best self is for our family at that point, right? And when you embrace that And when you realize that that's who you're supposed to be, and you stop comparing yourself, then you're going to be so much happier. Or when you need to forgive yourself, I did not always make the best decisions as a mother. I didn't. As a young mother, when I was in mourning, I did not make very good decisions. I struggled with alcohol at a point, and I was not a person or a parent that I was proud of. And the reality is the longer that I ate myself up about that, the worse it got and the harder it was to get past it. And even now, I'll have twinges where I just kind of like think about who I was at a certain point in my motherhood, or when I was growing, who I was and what I wasn't doing right, or what could have been improved upon, right? And I just kind of cringe. Do you ever have those cringy moments where you're just like, ugh, I don't know. It's not who I'm meant to, it's not who I am now. And I had to learn to grow, and I had to do a lot to get there. But that's totally okay. That's totally okay. And when we start to realize that, it makes it so much easier. So like I said, stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself. Let all that go. Your perfect version of motherhood, let all that go. The perfect mother, or who you're supposed to be, whether you're supposed to be thin or athletic, or whether you're supposed to be like super sporty, or whether you want to be super crafty. Like, I totally am envious of moms who are like super uber crafty with their kids and everything like that. And I want to be like that. And I'm like, again, I'll go in that mindset. I'll start to go into that rabbit hole of like, man, they made this with their kids. They did this with their kids. They did this with their kids. And man, like, I don't even remember. Like, I do Play-Doh every once in a while, and I kind of fake my way through that. And it's like, okay, but my kids don't need that. My kids don't need that. We do other things that serve us and serve our family. And I need to embrace who that is and who I am in my journey and for my kids and my family, right? You need to love yourself as you are now. And I know that's so hard to imagine. I know it's so hard to say. I love myself. I love myself as I am now. I am so worthy of my love. And I know it feels kind of cheesy. It feels kind of corny. And you're like, sometimes you get those weird feelings. And that's your body fighting it. It's your body fighting it, because you get those gremlins, you get those things, those beliefs in your mind that say, I'm not worthy of it. There's this thing that I did, back when my kid was a baby, or there was that time that I yelled, or there was that time that I made that bad choice. And because of then, I'm not worthy of it now. Right? Because of that, I'm not worthy of it now. Sometimes I tell myself, or tell other people, imagine like you're talking with your kids. How many times do our kids make a mistake and we're like, okay, you made a mistake. It sucked. Maybe it was a big one. What do we tell them to do? Dust yourself off, realize what you did, take the lesson, learn from it, and grow. We want our kids to love themselves. We want them to love themselves and embrace themselves as the sporty kid, or the nerdy kid, or the crafty kid, or, like the wild kid. I have all of those. Embrace those things that make you different, that make you weird. And we say that to our kids, and then we don't take that same advice, right? Like, we need to be the cheerleader that we are for our kids, for ourselves. We do. We need to say that to ourselves behind it, okay? For a very, very long time, I was self-conscious about being loud, about being outspoken, about being emotional to other people, because I was always, I was always thought that was not a good thing. I was taught like that. I needed to silence myself a little bit more. Or I was a little too loud, or I was a little bit too rambunctious. And, as a child, I was wild, and I was just a bit much. And as a young adult, I would be in a relationship where it would be like, oh, you need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. You need to quiet down. you know? And I always thought that that was a deficit of mine. I always thought that it was something that I needed to apologize for. Do you have something in your life that you feel like you need to apologize for when it's really just you? And do you know that feeling of how crushing and how upsetting it is when you feel like this thing that like it can't be bad because it makes you feel so good. I love talking. I love being there for other people. I love being an energy. I love being a light in the room. And I, for so long, thought that I had to dim that light or I had to be something else because it made other people uncomfortable. And most of the time, I found out that it wasn't them, it was me. There might have been one or two people that had made them a little uncomfortable because it's weird to see somebody like that. But it was embraced by so many others that literally I made a career out of it. And then I noticed when I started to do that more, I started to love myself more. I started to grow more. And I started to be, I started to instill that into my kids. They watched me do it, you know? And there's going to be bad days. There's going to be bad days. And that's totally all right. Because we all have them. It can't be sunshine and rainbows every single day. Sometimes it takes rain to get the rainbow, and that's okay. That's totally okay. But again, feel that and know that you're going to have a bad day. Forgive yourself. Give yourself some grace. I talk about that a lot. Give yourself that grace. Get on with it and move on to loving yourself. If that means that you need to let go of toxic people, maybe you have people or someone in your life, and it might be somebody that you don't even know. Maybe it's a feed that you're a part of. Maybe it's a group that you're a part of. Okay? And then every time you go in it, you feel bad about yourself. There's two things that. One, you need to really look hard and see, like, what is making me feel bad about this? What is it? Is it an insecurity in myself that I'm upset that I'm seeing these people happy in themselves that I need to work on myself? And, sometimes we can do the work on our own, and sometimes we need therapy. Sometimes we need coaching. Sometimes we need a friend. Sometimes we need a drink. No, I'm just kidding. But, sometimes you need a little bit more. But if there is a person that continually comes up and is always making you feel bad for being your true self, that always makes you feel bad for your gifts or guilty for your gifts or upset, then that person's probably kind of toxic. And you need to consider either setting some serious boundaries with that person or finding yourself better company. When you find good company, when you keep good company, you find that it definitely, it changes a lot of the way you see yourself. If you have people that are always down on themselves and down on you and critical of themselves and critical of anything that you do to better yourself, you're going to find that it's going to be a lot harder to grow with that surrounding you. So find people that want to grow, that want to, embrace themselves. And when you're doing self-care and you're on this journey of loving yourself, the hand in hand is as you start to love yourself, you're going to start to prioritize yourself. So self-care is going to become easier and easier and easier, right? You're going to figure out what self-care means for you. If self-care means for you, like that you get extra craft time, or that if you work out, or if you get an extra bagel, I don't know. Figure out what self-care means for you so that you can love yourself more and you can love yourself fully. And when you do, you're going to open up more, right? Has there ever been something that you wanted to do and you were so critical of yourself and you were so full of kind of self-hatred that you wouldn't allow yourself to do it? Because I have totally been there. Missed an opportunity or said no to an amazing opportunity or an amazing chance to do something that I wanted to do or whatever, because I didn't love myself enough to think that I could do it or that I was worthy enough for it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. I've totally been there. And there's no way I've been the only one. I am not going to call you out in this. But if you've ever felt like that, you are not alone in that feeling. The difference is that you continue to show up and you see value in yourself and you understand that you matter. I like to love myself like my kids do. You know, my 2.5-year-old, I love him to death, and I am always trying to be a better person for my kids. And my kids will look at me, and my 2-year-old looks up, and I go to hug him, and he looks at me right in the eyes, and he goes, "Mommy, I love you so very much." And he just looks up and he just loves me so hard and so much. And I realize that I am exactly who this little guy needs me to be. I am perfect for him. He doesn't care if I have straight hair or curly hair, if I have highlights or a mat in my hair, which I probably do right now, okay? He doesn't care if my nails are done. He doesn't care if I didn't get my PhD. He doesn't care if I didn't clean the car out or I didn't finish the laundry or I didn't do any of that. He loves me unconditionally because he sees how perfect I am for him. And I want to be my 2.5-year-old, and that I want to love myself like he does. I want to see myself like he does. When you start to doubt yourself, your kids will eventually feed off of that. And then when you have teenagers that are super self-critical of themselves and you're wondering what's going on, and it's because they watched it firsthand. Now, don't beat yourself up about that because, again, we've all been there, right? We've all been there, totally. We've all been in that point of like we're super self-critical of ourselves. And you're going to have days that are worse than others and days that are better. But when you consistently show up and tell yourself, I am worthy, I have value, right? Again, you're going to open yourself up to more. You're going to realize I'm still growing. There's a lot of freedom in the thought of I'm still growing. I will make a mistake because I make lots of mistakes, okay? I tell people I am feeling my way to success. I make lots of mistakes, especially when it comes to parenting, especially when it comes to motherhood. I am not a perfect mom, okay? I am not a perfect mom. I'm not somebody that society would deem me as a perfect mother. I make mistakes. But when I say to myself, you know what? You're still growing. I'm still growing. Okay, I am as equipped as I need to be right now to handle a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, or a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 2.5-year-old. I am equipped for that. And as they grow, hi, Tiffany. Hi, sweetie. As they grow, I'm going to grow with them. There is so much freedom in that. So the next time you're feeling like super, super self-critical of yourself, or the next time you're feeling like, man, I really messed up, and you start hating yourself, because it's so easy to hate ourselves. It's so easy to hate ourselves. It's so easy to be that little voice in our head that's like, oh, you didn't do this. Well, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You're not allowing yourself to celebrate your wins because you're behind your head saying, oh, well, you didn't do enough. Have you ever done that where you got a lot done, but at the end of your day, you didn't get all your lists done, or you're just like beating yourself up because you didn't get this or that done, and you refuse to see all the things that you did? That's why I love celebrating our positives at the beginning of these lives. I love to do that because I want to challenge you to think of at least one thing, because I guarantee you can think of at least one thing that you can celebrate as a success for yourself, that you can allow yourself to be excited and happy for because you did it. Even the simple little things. Allow yourself those celebrations. Okay? Like I said, we do that for our kids all the time. We're a light for our kids all the time. Love yourself like your kid does. Because they don't see somebody who is unraveled or a mess, drinking cold coffee, eating breakfast out of the car that they left behind. They don't care about any of that. They love you like you are. And a lot of the times when we're beating ourselves up, we're either worried that we're not enough for our kids or that we're not enough for other people. And if you're worried that you're not enough for your kids, then truly look at them. Are they happy? Are they healthy? Are they cared for? You're doing a good job then. You're doing great. And if you're worried about what other people are, like what other people think, Screw them. Screw that. Don't allow yourself to be defined by other people. If you're going to assess yourself and your happiness and your worth on what other people think of, then you're going to be out of luck. Because I guarantee there's always going to be somebody who doesn't, there will always be at least one person that you can find that disagrees with you or something that you do or doesn't even like you. And that's totally okay, because not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to love you. But if you define your value and your worth on the opinions of other people, it's going to be a lot harder. If you start loving yourself and accepting yourself the way you are right now, like I said, every week I come on and I've got like tips and I bring guests on and we have fun and I'm like, hey, this is how you can do this better. This is how you can do this better. It's to help make your life easier and more manageable, because I want to help you grow. But that doesn't mean that you can't love yourself now. You can love yourself now while still being excited about the person that you want to become down the line. Like, I think there's a lot of people who don't understand those two things, or realize that you can love how you are right now. You can love yourself as you are right now, and all that you are, in all your glory, and still be excited to make changes, to make things easier, to make things more manageable. You know, that's totally okay. That's self-improvement. It's $1 billion industry. And there's a reason why, because it's okay and it's a good thing. But when you love yourself more, you're going to allow yourself to make those changes easier. You're going to be more open to receiving help. You're going to be more open to putting yourself outside of your comfort zone to take a chance to do something. Take that hip hop class, right? Take that jazz class. Take that cooking class. Go back to school. Get a job. Don't get a job. Stay home. Whatever it is that's going to make you happy, you're going to be more likely to do it if you have love for yourself, right? So I know I've been going on a lot about this, and it's because it's so important. You know, you can aspire to be a better version of yourself, but it's so important to stop and remember who you are now, and to love that person that you are now, because it's so important. It really is. Oh man, sorry. Okay, if any of you are just jumping in, because I know it's been on and off it's been going on and crazy through the night, you know, just love yourself. Love yourself. I mean, it's so hard. It is. Okay. And I think sometimes the hardest part for us, especially as mothers, is saying it and actually accepting it. And I say here before you, as a mom who has had that struggle, who has had that problem, who has had those problems and those troubles. And I want to challenge you tonight. And I'm actually going to make it part of the giveaway. Okay. I want you to go on. I want you to say it out loud to yourself. And if you're feeling brave, I want you to put it in the chat. And I want you to tell yourself, I want you to say out loud, I want you to just really feel it in yourself. And I want you to say, I love myself as I am now. My name is Jessie, and I love myself as I am now. And not just the mother, but the person that I am. So I want you to say that. And I want to remind you, I'm going to be doing this giveaway actually on Sunday. I've got a $40 gift card to Victoria's Secret, which I heard from a rumor that you can use that at Bed Bath & Beyond too, but I'm not sure. And I have a copy of the book, Girl, Wash Your Face, that I'm going to be giving away. And I want you to be brave. And I want you to say, you just introduce yourself to us, to yourself. Just put it out, because that is the first step of loving yourself. When you are loving yourself, it allows you to be boldly you. Okay? You can embrace what makes you different, what makes you weird, what makes you loud, right? What makes me loud? I'm loud. I am Jessie, and I love myself as I am now. I am imperfect. I am messy. I am loud. I am crazy. I am disorganized. And I love myself as I am now for the journey that I've had and for the journey that I am going to go to. And I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for that. So I know it's a lot, and I know it's risky, and I know it's scary. But I want you to say, I am Jessie, and I love myself as I am now. Or you can type, I am worthy. Okay? You can type, I am worthy in the chat. I am worthy. Those are 3 scary little words, aren't they? There's 3 scary big words. And those are 3 amazing words that seem so easy to say. And I want you to say it as you're typing it. I hope you're there saying it right now. Okay? Whether you're live with me right now, I know there's some of you on, whether you're on the replay, I want you to deeply and inside of yourself say, I am worthy. My name is Jessie, and I love myself as I am now. And I hope that you love yourself. I really do. I hope you trust yourself enough to love yourself. And that you can forgive yourself and all of the good and crazy things, all of the good things, all of those things that seem cheesy and corny, that are hard to hear. They're hard to hear because that means that we have to face something like fear or anger with ourselves or anxiety with things. And that's okay. It's still part of your growth. You're growing. Allow yourself growth. Allow yourself the grace of growth. Because I tell you, that's a super freeing thing to say, you know, I had a bad day, but you know what? I'm still growing. I love myself as I am now, and I'm still growing, right? Yep. I can feel that. I like that. I hope you do too. Let me know if you decide to use that. And if you're not comfortable coming out on here, then no, I'm not going to call you out. I don't want this to be an uncomfortable thing for you. Okay? But if you're struggling with that, I want you to reach out to me. You know, you can reach out to me in the comments. You can reach out to me in an email. You can join my group. I'm going to put that information in here now. You can join the group. I have an amazing group of women, some that have been on this live through and out and everything too. And it's an amazing group of women, and they're empowered and they're supportive. We do daily threads in there. If my group isn't for you, I'll help you find one that is. Or if you're trying to get rid of those toxic people and you're trying to keep good company, like we talked about earlier, then I would love to help you with that. Okay? I would. I know. I feel very grounded right now. I know I'm literally a little more crazier, and I'm louder, and I'm wild, and it's just who I am, and I'm excited to be that. But I really want you guys to feel that and to understand that you are amazing as you are. You need to love yourself now. You are totally worthy. And if you need help or a reminder or a pick-me-up or a confidence booster of that, then please get a hold of me, okay? My email has been scrolling along the bottom of this thing the whole entire night, okay? It's Jessie@wildjessie.com. You can go to my website. You're on my page now. You can go ahead and you can message me. You can message me right after this. I don't care if it's 10 o'clock at night. If you are struggling with self-love, please reach out to me. And if it's not me because you're not comfortable, although sometimes there's comfort in anonymity, if there's somebody that you trust and you love, then go talk to them about it or seek help if you need it, because it is literally life-changing when you allow yourself to love yourself and when you accept yourself as you are and you make the decision to grow in that journey. Really, it's amazing. I can't imagine who I would be today if I didn't love myself. And it is a hard and emotional process, but you get there and you just hold on to it because it feels so good, and you can't imagine life hating yourself anymore once you get there, and it makes everything easier. So I wish that for you oh my gosh, in the most amazing and best way possible. I wish that for you. Okay. So I am going to close up tonight. I want to thank any and all of you who have been an amazing encouragement and support. I'm super excited. I have some amazing moms coming up I'm working on a fun event for February where we can get dads involved too. So I will make sure that I get all the information out for that as soon as it goes. I am going to be on Sunday. And like I said, all I want you to do, and I've got a $40 Victoria's Secret gift card here. And then I have the book, Girl, Wash Your Face, that I'm going to be giving you Happy Flower. And all you have to do is go on, and I want you to say, I am Jessie. I love myself as I am now. Or I am worthy. So easy. So easy. And I want you to say it out loud when you type it in there, okay? And I am going to go on Sunday, and I am going to pick a winner, okay? But I think the second that you start that and you say that and you accept that, you're already winning. But if I can bribe you to do it, so help me, I will, okay? I will do that. All right, everybody. I am so excited that I have you guys on this journey with me. This is a passion project of mine. You know, I am planning on coming on here with a lot more content and a lot more of a lot of those things. But I want you to start February out loving who matters most, and that's yourself, so that you can love everybody else. Okay? I am a mom on a mission. It is a mother of a mission. I'm so happy that you have been here with me. You guys have a great night, a beautiful Thursday. And if you need me, I'm right here. So reach out. Okay? Bye, guys.